If opening your own boutique fitness studio has been on your mind, then this video is for you, because the truth is that opening a studio isn't just about finding a pretty space and buying equipment. There are foundational steps that will determine whether your studio thrives or struggles from day one. I'm Seran Glanfield. I'm a business and marketing strategist for boutique fitness studio owners. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps you need to follow to make sure your studio opens with the right foundations in place so that you can grow faster, avoid costly mistakes, and set yourself up for long-term success. So let's get started. Step one, get clear on your vision. Now, before you do anything else, and I mean anything, you need to get crystal clear on what you want your studio to be. What will you offer? Who is it for? What makes your studio different from every other studio in your town? Now, this is not just a nice exercise. Your vision becomes the foundation for every single decision you'll make. Your pricing, your marketing, your scheduling, your teachers, all of it flows from here. So you want to grab a notebook and start writing. What does your ideal studio look like? What experience do you want your clients to have the moment that they walk through the door? And what do you want your business to do for your life? Get out of your head and put it all down on paper before you move into the next step. Now, step number 2 is market research. Once you're clear on your vision, it's time to look at the landscape that you're stepping into. Who else is offering what you're offering in your area? What are they doing well, and where are the gaps? Those gaps, honestly, are your opportunities. So you also want to look at your local demographics. Is your target client actually living in the area or close to the area that you're considering opening? Are the neighborhoods around you, are there ones that are specifically a better fit for you long term? And if you can, this is a great time to talk to people who fit your ideal client profile. Ask them what they're looking for, what they wish already existed, and what would make them choose one studio over the other. The more you understand about your market before you open, the smarter and more effective your future decisions will be. And that brings us to step number 3. This is where we need to start looking at some numbers. And this is often the step that most people want to skip, but it's the most important one. You need to know 2 things. Number 1, what will it cost to open? And number 2, what will it cost to stay open? Now, your startup costs are going to include your lease, those upfront costs associated with that specifically, your equipment, renovations that might need to take place, investment in the area, the studio itself, branding and marketing, and potentially even training. Okay. But beyond that, you need to know your ongoing monthly expenses as well. That means your ongoing rent, the teacher compensation, your software costs, insurance and marketing. And then obviously that brings you to the revenue your business needs to generate just to cover all of that. You want to add your salary to that and profit as well, because that part, honestly, is the part that we often skip, right? And that is non-negotiable. So you want to build out a 12-month cash flow projection with a few different scenarios, right? Perhaps there's a conservative case where growth is a little slower than expected. Perhaps there's a middle case that reflects the realistic growth, and a best case that reflects what's possible if things go really, really well. Now, this range that you get helps you to make smart decisions along the way because you're working within sort of a framework here. Most people tend to assume a best case scenario. And what I'm saying is perhaps consider a few different scenarios. And so whatever number you land on for expenses, you do want to make sure you're building in a buffer. I cannot stress this enough. Costs almost always run higher than expected, and equipment will almost always get delayed. Renovations will always go over budget. And, honestly, surprise expenses have a habit of showing up at the worst possible time. So having that cushion, having that financial cushion means that those moments won't derail your plans before you've even got started. So the more familiar you are with your numbers going in, the more prepared and confident you will be when it comes to making some of the big decisions that are coming at you. Now, finally, we want to talk about your legal foundations. Not the most exciting part, but absolutely 100% essential. You'll need to register your business with the right legal structure for wherever you are in the world. So you always want to make sure that you are working with someone who is local to you, a small business lawyer who will help you to avoid a lot of headaches down the road. And you'll want to make sure you also understand the zoning laws and permits you're going to need for your space, getting the right insurance in place, whether that's liability, property, employer coverage at a minimum. And then you want to make sure you've got contracts and waivers and terms of service and policies ready to go before you get your first client. Don't wait on this. Get it done early so that you are protected. Now, step 5 is where the fun kind of starts to begin. So you're going to start looking for your space. You're going to start looking for where your studio is going to be. And I'm going to guess that your ideal space is a bright, light studio with plenty of space, high ceilings, all of these things. Now, we all have this dream of what this is going to look like, but we also want to be very practical. And from a practical perspective, we want to make sure that your space is visible, it's findable, right, easily, that it's accessible to your clients, and ideally very, 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 very convenient for your target audience, for your target clients. And we also want to make sure that the layout works for the way that you want to deliver the types of classes and sessions that you're going to be delivering. And I want you to remember not to rush this decision, right? When you're signing a lease, you're committing for a while. So take the time to find the right fit, the right space. And as you're looking at spaces, they might not come to you in the perfect condition. So you're going to want to get a little bit creative and visionary when it comes to thinking about what the space could look like. So think about renovations and flooring and mirrors and soundproofing and how you'll bring your brand to life inside of the design. Because truly, these details, they really, really do matter. We don't often get the opportunity to really put our brand on our business so many times, and this is critical. Now, when it comes to equipment, be mindful of lead times. So order early, be very familiar with your equipment manufacturer, and find out how long it's going to take to get the equipment into the studio. And by the way, it's totally fine to start with perhaps fewer pieces with the idea that you'll expand over time in order to keep perhaps those startup costs lean while you build your client base. It can be a smart move for some people if it makes sense, but be mindful that your space needs to accommodate perhaps that expansion. So step number 6, this is also a critical decision to make, and that is picking your studio management software. This is your partner in your business from day one. It's going to run your business every single day. So this decision deserves some real thought. I encourage you to avoid choosing based on price alone and think about where your business is heading in the next 12 to 24 months. Do you need automations? Do you need to be able to take various types of payments, payment plans, different types of offers you're going to make, sell memberships, gift cards, referrals, etc. So you want to make sure that you choose software that matches your business model now, plus one that will grow with you. I have a few that I work with very, very closely, and you can find those on the resources section on my website. Now, the next fun piece is you can start to build out your brand and begin your marketing efforts. Don't wait until you are open to market your studio. You'll want to start earlier. In fact, the earlier the better, as soon as you have something to share. So your brand, your name, your logo, get those colors, fonts, and core messaging really, really clear, and then start using them consistently. Don't throw around a few different ideas of your logo. Get clear on what your logo looks like, and then you want to start to share it, because brand recognition early on is really, really critical. And consistency here is what will make you memorable, especially when you're new. So you want to make sure you have those assets in place, and then you're going to want to make sure you have all of the digital pieces all there as well. So that means that you want to build your website, you want to build it out so that it's such that it gives you strong SEO findability, and you want to make sure that you're grabbing your social media handles early as well. And then you want to start building the buzz right? And that means posting and sharing and networking in your local community. You cannot build a following without getting out there into the world. So consider different ways that you can do that. Perhaps open a soft opening for friends and family to test your systems, to start to be able to get the word out. And then you certainly want to be mindful of your pre-launch special and your launch and opening specials to generate early cash flow. It's really important to get those particular offers right on point to make sure that they are really helpful to you in getting clients in and committed early on. And you want to make sure that you have every potential avenue kind of dialed in at that moment. So multiple events around your opening, a lot of buzz. The goal is to get as many people through the door as quickly as possible in the first few weeks. So opening a studio is a big step, but with the right plan, it really is absolutely doable. I've watched studio owners go from dreaming about it to having a full studio in just a few months, wondering what they can do and tackle next. And every step I've shared with you today is a building block to the next. So take your time, get focused, and trust the process. If this was helpful, make sure that you subscribe because I share strategies like this every single week for boutique fitness studio owners. And if you're ready to go deeper, the link below will take you to more resources at spring3.com.